So you want to be a landlord. Well, today I'm out here in the snow. It's roughly 0 degrees with a negative 15-degree wind chill, and my tenant called with some frozen pipes. So I came out late last night. I was able to thaw a section so she could have a warm shower this morning. But I also noticed as I was thawing that a portion of the pipe that's still frozen was starting to show some drips, and a piece of the fitting was pushing out. So stopped thawing, coming back today with some PEX. I'm gonna get under the house, cut the water off, make a repair. If I were not to do this myself, this would be a multi-$1,000 plumbing repair because it's Christmas Eve. It's an emergency situation, so all the rates multiply. So let's get under the house and get it done. Okay, this is how we're gonna get under there. Lots of fun. So this is crawl space entry point. Looking down in here, it's a nice muddy crawl space. Actually, it's frozen, so there's no mud. But it's about 2.5 feet of clearance, so we're gonna crawl in this little opening, get under there and check out these pipes. All right, first thing you'll notice right here, so this is a copper elbow. Pipe comes down feeding hot water up to the kitchen sink. Don't worry, that electrical wire is not live. And as the pipe froze, if you look here, this was all the way up in this joint. It is being pushed out by the force of the ice expanding. You can see these drips starting to happen. So I was down here trying to thaw out this section of pipe, and I saw the drips, and I stopped. Because the biggest problem is if you thaw that pipe and it bursts, now you have a large active leak spraying water. Just to give you an idea of what ice can do, here's a shark bite fitting that has just blown apart. Came straight apart right there, ice froze it. Look closely enough, you can see it cracked right there and just blew apart. So if the water pressure had come back on, it would have blown this pipe out and just geysered into the crawl space. Quick look here. There you go. Pipe completely full of ice. That's crazy. I'm gonna get rid of all these joints by using PEX and just bending it with my heat gun and running one long continuous run all the way down there. We're crawling. That's why they call it a crawl space. Down here crawling over to where the water shutoff is in that back corner. Now you'll notice a light there. That is the heat tape that failed and allowed this whole area to freeze. Thanks, heat tape. If you're not familiar, heat tape will wrap around this pipe where it's insulated. It's supposed to keep it warm, keep it from freezing. Thanks a lot. All right, we're gonna crawl right over here. So we're gonna shut off the water. Okay, water is off to the house. Now we'll crawl back. First order of business, now the water's off. This is a T between 3 sides of copper where cold water comes in from the city, goes up to the hot water heater, and continues on to the kitchen sink. I've got that one and this one back here. So we're gonna replace both of those with the shark bite T, which will allow me to go copper, copper, PEX. Eventually I'll replace the entire run with PEX, change this out to a PEX T, but for now, for today, because this is where the PEX needs to go and the pipe is bursting, this will suffice. So I'm gonna cut this right here close, deburr it, cut here, and splice it in. So my copper pipe cutter tool, you tighten this down and then you rotate it around the pipe, cutting as close to this joint as I can. So I rotate it, tighten some more, rotate it, keep doing that until I've cut the pipe. Okay, we've cut the pipe apart, there. So I'm gonna get this shark bite, position it right here, and push it onto the pipe. So let's push. First order of business is complete. So we've cut this old nasty thing out, spliced in a shark bite, where we can now attach the PEX pipe and run to the kitchen sink. Okay, we've already come in and spliced on, cut off the old shutoff valve and put on new quarter turn PEX shutoff valves right there and right there. So I'm going to cut out this copper pipe. That's the hose line that'll get replaced. So I'm going to cut that out and feed the PEX up through here and clamp it or crimp it onto that with these crimp rings. Okay, we've got the two new quarter turn valves. PEX ring is on. I haven't crimped it yet, just getting all the fitting up. We've got that hot and cold coming up out of the basement or out of the crawl space, running into the quarter turn valves and then up to the sink. Once I get this all crimped together, we can attach it underneath, turn the water back on. Okay, final product. You got that one back there, blue and red lines, continuous run all the way down here, go down and up and into the sink. No more joints, no more spots for the pipes to burst. Final test, pipes were frozen solid when I got here. Cold water, hot water, excellent. Now I'll leave it to drip so they don't refreeze. Just a little trickle.